Shalom, I'm Angel. Welcome to my channel, Healthy in Heart. So today we're working on part 4 of the walker bag, and sorry it's a little delayed. I've been under the weather this week with gastrointestinal issues. So we're going to be working on the pockets. So I already have one, and you can make as many pockets as you want to go inside or outside. It doesn't matter. You can also edit the pocket if you want to make it wider or shorter. But this is the cell phone pocket. And this is self-striping yarn. So this is the cell phone pocket, and as you can see, this is a Galaxy S10, and it is wide enough to fit it. It would also fit some of the wider phones, so you can make it wider or longer or narrower if you need it. If you want it longer, then you're going to it has a chain 20, so you're going to chain more than 20. It doesn't matter. They're single crochet. So the count doesn't really matter. And if you want it wider, you just do more rows. So let's get started. So there's a link below in the description to my website. There's a link below to my website to this pattern, and you can print it off. It's not printer friendly. If you want a printer friendly copy, I'm creating an Etsy store, which you could go to, and I'm not sure what their fees are. I need to figure that out, but it'll be like $1 something, just for my time and effort to upload it and stuff, because I'm gonna have to pay taxes on that, y'all. But you know, $1 if you want a printable copy that is printer friendly. So, but you don't have to. It's free on the website. Will be as long as the website's available. So yeah, we're going to do these 2 pockets right here. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be working on cell phone pocket number 1, and we're going to be chaining 20. So, and like I said, I just put my hook in here, and I twist. Just twist it around like that. And snug it up. And now we're going to chain 20. 1, 2, I just put lotion on my hands so the yarn's sticking to me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, I said, okay, if you want it to be taller, chain more than 20. Chain more than 20. If you want it to be wider, do more rows. I may add that into the instructions, but it doesn't have to be specifically this size. I just wanted to let you know that it is large enough to fit a pretty large phone. Okay, so what we're going to do is work a standing single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then single crochet across. So, okay, so we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. 1, 2, and it's going to make 19 single crochets. So that was a standing single crochet right there. I have a stainless steel tray on my lap that my husband made, and so the camera is at my knees, pointed down at the tray, And that I actually kind of like this position. Okay. All right. So we are single crocheting across here. Oops, you can see how close the camera is. I'll probably need to fix that. Oh. Now I'm going to go ahead and work this end, this tail piece in. So I'm going to loop it over that thread right there, and I'm going to pull up through. And then when I turn the work to do a single crochet right here, standing single crochet. Okay, rows 2 through 19, work a standing single crochet, crochet across, single crochet across. Sorry, I will fix that camera before I work on the next pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this yarn up and I'm going to crochet it in. Just like so. So what I'm going to do, I made two, this is going to be the second pocket like this. Like I said, you can make as many as you want. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one on the outside and one on the inside. And I may actually make another one like this if I have enough yarn, and I think I will have. So you can make as many, as long as you have the yarn, you can make as many pockets and put as many pockets in there as you want. Because, you know, we ladies, we like our pockets, right? And when you are using a walker as your means of mobility, you are not able to carry a purse unless you loop it over the walker arm. And that's just, that's not really safe to do. Because then you could have it hitting your legs or causing you to hit other things as you're walking, particularly doorways, getting caught on the doorway. That could cause a hazard fall. That could create a hazardous situation where you could fall. So, and that's another reason we want to tie these down to the legs of the walker, is so it's not swinging as well. Okay, so now I'm going to, that's 2 rows. I'm going to make 18 more rows and be back here when it's done. Okay, so I have finished this pocket and we need to tie off. So I'm going to do is just go through there once, and then you're going to need about 3 yards of extra yarn to sew it on. Now you need your bag, and you want to determine which part do you want to be the top and which part do you want to be the bottom. So like the little bubble stitch, do you want that to be at the top or do you want that to be at the bottom? For me, I want it to be at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these Let's see. You're gonna probably see my feet here in just a second. Okay. So it's a little Willy Wonka because it's been like kind of thrown here and there. Such is the life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one pocket on one side. And like I said, if you wanted it to go, if yours is self-striping and you wanted to go this way, you could do that and just make it longer so that your cell phone will actually sit in there and not fall out. But I actually kind of like the difference in, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the top of this pocket even with this row right here. But I need to move it in just a little bit. So I want it to be about fingers width, 4 fingers width from the edge, because we're going to have another pocket that's going to go, not this one, okay? The water bottle pocket is going to go over here, and it's going to be the same width. So we want them to be kind of like the butt pockets on jeans. You want it to be centered over. And right here, we're going to put our buttons. So you need to be thinking about what buttons you're going to use, because next week we're going to be working on the straps and sewing those buttons on. Sorry, next week. This Friday, actually, not next week, this Friday, we're going to be working on the buttons. So this is what I've got from my mom's for this bag. And you also need to decide whether you want your buttons to be on facing the person or facing out so that other people can see it. My mother-in-law gets tremendous compliments on her walker bags. So this is not actually a button. This is a vintage belt. As you can see right here, they would hook together like this. Oh, let me get it closer. They hook together like that. It doesn't matter that that's on there. It's just fine. But this is going to function as a button, and I'm going to use this as my button loop, or button holes. That's how I'm going to attach them. So they're going to be centered over top of the pockets. And I believe I'm actually going to put these on the other side. Okay, so I also have a bunch of these little tiny bows. I thought those would be cute. Just a little soft accent to sew on there for Mama. The other bag that I made her, she actually did not want any decorations on, so I could actually put one on each of these pockets. That would be cute. Except one of these pockets is going to go on the inside. So anyway, this is how I'm going to lay it out. This is going to be directly centered over top of the pocket, but it's going to be on the other side. The strap will be right here. And you're going to have to customize the strap based on your buttons. These are actually larger than the buttons I used on the other bag. I don't know what I did with the other bag. It's in a bag waiting to go to Mom's. But these are actually larger than the buttons that are in the pattern. The pattern says to 1 2. Let's see. A 3/4 inch to 1 inch button. So that would be like this. But I really like these, and I think my mom will love these. So those are going to go on the other side, and I'll probably just put these little bits up top. They'll have to be sewed on like this, and I may actually even just crochet them on, crochet around this if I can, but I will approach that on another day. But today I want you to understand that these are going to be laid out just like this. except that this pocket's going to be on the inside. There will be a water bottle pocket right here, which I can still put that little bow on. Those are cute. So one of those pockets is going to go on the inside, one's going to go on the outside, and then it's going to have, you could actually do 2 of those pockets on the front with the little bows if you wanted to, but function-wise, it makes more sense to have it face the pockets facing the person, and then perhaps a pocket on the inside for them to, you know, stick stuff into, so it doesn't get lost in the cavernous thing. And like I said, you can also sew up the center of this to make 2 large pockets. Just realize it's going to be a little more difficult for them to get in. Now, I did that for one of my mother-in-law's bags and not for the other, and she actually preferred the one that did not have that seam, just because she's able to reach in there and, you know, grab stuff. So, but that's totally up to you. You can customize it however you want to. I just wanted to show you how I'm customizing this one, and we need to sew this pocket on. So I'm going to zoom it back in, and so this is why you want this loose, why you don't want the bottom sewed yet, because it just makes it so much easier. And come on, man. Okay. So this right here, I could actually go ahead and sew that. As you can see, I can actually sew that in with the bottom, and I may do just that, just because it saves time. No, actually I won't, because I'm going to go around like this. Okay. So what we have here is we have this really long tail, and what we're going to do, sorry, I'm losing my, trying to stay within frame here, which is not easy without pushing my camera away. So we're about fingers width away from the edge, and I will actually probably take a tape measure and measure that. But right here is where my tail is, so I'm going to start right here, and you're going to need a needle. So you're going to want a large needle, and I like this one because it does have a slightly sharper tip. I have one that's duller. Okay, it does have a slightly sharper tip, which makes it a little easier to shove in between the stitches. But you're gonna need one that has a large eye. A little trick my mom taught me. Sometimes it's easier to wet the yarn, and don't worry, you're gonna be cutting that off. People who are germaphobes. When all else fails, you can use if all else fails, you can always use one of these little doohickeys. Which I just dropped in the floor. That's okay, I'll pick it up later. Alright. So, to sew this on, you're going to find the place where you're going to sew it, and what I'm going to do is pick it up right there. Turn it sideways. I'm a lefty. You can do it however you want to. And to make sure my sides don't get, I'm going to line it up. To make sure I don't lose, so that the seam is straight and not Willy Wonka. I'm going to pick it up right like this, making sure only to pick up one layer. So the other layer is underneath, as you can see right there. Only have one layer, and what I'm going to do is as soon as I untangle my needle, I'm just going to go through here and sew. You could possibly crochet this on. I just think sewing would be so much easier and faster, to be honest. Snug it, but don't tighten it up too tight. And I'm putting 2 stitches in the top because that's where the weight's going to be pulling. But other than that, 1 stitch per stitch, if that makes sense. 1 stitch per stitch on the pockets. Now the bottom's going to be a little different. Oh, I got caught on my tray. If you don't want to watch me sew this whole thing on there, you can fast forward. But a lot of people who, especially those who are new to crochet or who are self-taught, may not be aware of how you sew crochet on. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm catching a thread or 2 threads right here on the bag, and then I'm going through this stitch, both of them, and just pulling through. Okay, so we have a corner. I'm going to put 3 stitches in here. I'll do another stitch right there, and then, as you can see, that lays really straight, really flat. And I did not sew through the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to straighten it up again and pick this up. It's going to line up right with the bottom. I'm not going to sew it to the bottom. I'm going to go just a little bit underneath that. So my stitches are going to be a little sideways, and that's okay. You just don't want any holes in this because this is going to be the bottom and you don't want anything coming out. But if I go through these, it may interfere with my stitching the bottom together, stitching the bottom closed. So I'm just going to do it right like this, and it'll be okay. Especially when the thread is not getting caught. Now, if you have a better way of putting something, closing something up, by all means do it. Now, they do make walker bags that are, I don't know, they run about $25 to $30 that are not crocheted, that are just hand sewn or machine sewn. But they don't have the quality or the personal touch that this does. But what I was saying earlier, the other one I made, the white one that kind of looked like cake icing with the sugar confetti on it. She, by the way, that is a self-striping yarn as well. Sorry for that. She did not want any decoration on it. She thought it was beautiful just the way it was. This is also why you want a sharper needle, because other than, please don't use the crochet, the plastic ones. Those are just, they don't go through anything. Because sometimes you might have to do a seam right here that's not just a clean edge right here, and good luck trying to get that thing to split the yarn, because it won't. Which is why they put that with everything. That is cheap. I like my metal needles. Alright, this is the corner piece, so I'm going to do 3 stitches just like I did on the other side. But first, we're going to turn the work and we're going to lay it out, make sure it's still lying flat, make sure there's no puckering, and then we're going to grab this piece and fold it over just like we did the other side. And then make sure when we sew this across, it's going to be even, and we're not going to have a pocket that puckers or have the pucker on the inside. That would be, that's just poor workmanship, and I couldn't do that. So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, which is good sometimes. Sometimes it's annoying. So like this pocket on the inside would be a good place for them to put their wallet, thing like that, something like that, that they want to keep with, that's not easy access. You can also follow the line up there to see that it's straight as well. It snowed here over the weekend, like 7.5 to 8 inches. And that's the first big snow we've had for, I think, about 3 years. Now I'm at the top and I'm going to put in a couple extra stitches. And then a closed stitch. Now, maybe it's me from being a seamstress, but I like to wrap my yarn around a couple times for my last stitch and then pull it through. Tighten that down, but I'm not going to leave it like that because that could still come loose, especially if it gets washed or through wear and tear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the side here very carefully and push that through. Alright, I will tighten it up just a little bit. You can also go back through if you want to make sure, doubly sure it's locked in. This is good for me. So I'm going to cut it off just a little bit away from the thing, as you can see, and then I'm going to pull that. That's why I tightened it up, so it pulled it right into that stitch. And there is our first pocket. So I'm going to put this away and be right back, and we will work on pocket number 2. Okay, I'm actually going to sew this other pocket to the inside. I'm going to put it on the same side and in the same spot. So I'm going to be sewing around so you can actually feel. Make sure your thing is turned. Okay, so here is the pocket that we just did and we just put on right here. So I just turned it inside out, and I'm going to sew this right on top of it, and I'll be back when I'm done. You don't need to watch me do this twice. I do want to add, when you're sewing the pocket on the inside, make sure your bottoms are lined up, bottom to bottom, so you're not having a pocket on the inside that's upside down. Okay, so this is the inside pocket, and here's the outside pocket. Oops. So there's no puckering, and there's no pockets upside down. I could see, actually, I said that, but I could actually see myself doing that because I have sewed a sleeve on wrong, just being a seamstress. I could see it happening. So we're going to work on a pocket to go over here. I'll be right back to start it. Okay, we're going to start working on the water bottle pocket number 2. And so we're going to do a slip knot. And then, excuse the kittens crying in the background. Then we're going to chain 3, excuse me. And we're going to slip stitch into the first chain. Alright, now we're, oops, my yarn split on me. Let me try that again. Alright, slip stitch. Now we're going to, or you can do a magic circle. I don't do magic circles. We're going to work 1 standing half double crochet and then 5 half double crochets around. So pull up our yarn just a little bit. We're going to go in that hole in between the stitches. Alright, there is the standing half double crochet. Now we're going to do 5 half double crochets around. We're only doing a half circle. So this is 2 and 3. Whoops. And 4 and 5. It's almost feeding time. And 6. Now, you want food now? Are you starving? Shimshon. Shimshon. Hi, Gideon. They're starving. All right, there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now we're going to turn. We are not closing this up. It is not going to be a full circle. We're going to turn, and we're going to work a standing half double crochet, row 2. So we're going to do a standing half double crochet and then a half double crochet in the same stitch. And then we're going to work 2 half double crochets around in each stitch. Oh my gosh, you guys are starving. Now the big boy in the kitchen's echoing them. It's feeding time. So you should end up with a total of 12 half double crochets. And you can count them if you need to. We can just snip this off later or work it in when we sew it on. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. All right, now we are going to turn row 3. We're going to work a standing half double crochet right here, and then we're going to in the same one we're going to do another one, and then the next one a half double, and the next one 2 half doubles. In the next one, 1 half double. In the next one, 2 half double. In the next one, a half double. It's okay. And in this one, 2 half double. And then 1 half double. And then 2 half doubles. And then 1 half, oops. 1 half double, and then 2 half doubles. And then 1 half double in the last one. Okay, that one's complete. So, row 4. We're going to work a standing half double here. And then a half double in the same, same hole. One half double, and the next one, 1 half double in the next one, and then 2 half doubles. And then 1 half double, 1 half double, and 2 half doubles. Then 1 half double, and 1 half double. Is your knee okay? I saw you hit your knee. And then 2 half doubles. And then 1 half double and 1 half double, and then 2 half doubles, 1 half double, 1 half double, and then 2 half doubles in the same stitch, and then 1 half double, and we're going to end in a single half double. All right, row 4 is done. We're going to do row 5. We're going to do a standing half double crochet. We're going to turn and do a standing half double crochet. And we're going to do another half double crochet. And then we're going to do a single half double in the next 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 2 half double. We're going to repeat this all the way across. The next 3 is 1 single half double in each one. 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 half doubles. And then 1, 2, and 3 half doubles. And then we're going to do 2 half doubles in the next one. And then 1, 2, 3 half doubles. And then we're going to do 2 half doubles in the next. And then 1, 2, 3 half doubles, and then we're going to do 2 half doubles in the next. And then 3 more half doubles, 1 in each hole, and the last one. Okay. So row 5 is done, and we're going to this is our last increase row. We're going to work a standing half double crochet, and then a double crochet, another half double crochet in the same one. Then we're going to do 4 half double crochets in the next 4 spaces. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to work 2 half doubles in the next space. 1 and 2, and then we're going to go 4 in the next, one half double crochet in the next 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to do 2 half double crochets in this one. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're going to go 2 half doubles, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 2 half doubles. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 half doubles. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I may have skipped a stitch. That's okay. Yeah, because this should be the last one. That's okay. I'll go ahead and stick that one in there. And now, next row, row 6. Nope, row 7. We're going to work a standing half double crochet in the front loop of the first space and then all the way across. So we're going to turn, yarn up a little bit, and we're going to work a standing half double crochet in the front loop only. Alright, don't get confused. These two are the loops, not this one. So we're going to work a standing half double crochet in this one. And we're going to work half double crochets across. Oh, right, we're not increasing on this row. what we're doing is we're going to take it in, kind of like you would a hat. When you stop increasing, that's when it starts pulling the sides in. So that's what we're doing here. Be careful, don't catch that other loop. I almost did just now, and then I tugged on it too hard. It's okay, it'll work out. All right, I'm not going to put that last one in there for this one because we are going up. Actually, yes, I will. All right. So what that does is we now have a little half cup, and this will actually be the outside, that stitching right there. So we're going to turn, and rows 8 through 11, we're going to work a standing half double crochet and then a half double crochet in each space. So that's 4 more rows of half double crochet. But we're actually doing the whole through both stitches this time. All right, and I'll meet you back here when I've crocheted those 4 rows. I'll meet you back here when I've crocheted those 4 rows. Okay, so this is what you should have now. And like I said, this is on the outside. Now, for rows 12 through 19, that is 8 rows. You're going to do the same thing. We're going to chain 3 and chain 2. We're going to chain 2, work a double crochet in the next space, and then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet across. So what that looks like is we're going to chain up 2, that's a double crochet, and we're going to double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. So the rest of this is going to work really fast. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain. So it makes a, what is that called? A fillet type stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, and double. Chain 1, skip 1, and double and chain one, skip one and double, chain, whoops daisy, chain one, skip one and double, 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 it's split on me, chain one, I did glue that and it's come loose, skip one and double, chain one and skip one and double, chain one, skip one, double, chain one, skip one, double, chain one, skip one and double. All right, now we're going to end with another double. All right, now same thing for the next row. Our skip ones are going to be the same one, so we're going to chain two, or if you can do a standing half double crochet, do a standing half double crochet right here. I can't do a standing double crochet, so and have it look right. Well, let me try it, I'll show you what I mean. So you're going to pull up, roll over, oops, see, that just doesn't look right to me. It just doesn't look right. You need to sit down and wait, please. Okay, when mommy's done with this. So that doesn't look right to me. That's just way too fat. So I will continue to chain two and not double crochet in here like we have been doing. We're going to double crochet here. Okay, it doesn't matter, this is going to be sewed, so it's not going to be seen. Chain one, I'm going to double crochet in the top of the double crochet, chain one, crochet in the top, chain one, double crochet in the top. So as you can see, it's a lattice work pattern, and it's going to, the chain spaces are going to build on top of each other. That stitch was tight, which is usually a good thing unless you're trying to get a stitch in there, right? All right, so I will meet you back when we have crocheted 6 more on top of here for a total of 8 double crochet chain 1 skip 1 rows. Okay, so I'm at the end. I have my 8 rows of knit, and so I'm going to tie this off, and once again find my scissors. Once again, I'm going to save about 3 yards. Sorry, a yard, 3 foot of yarn. All right. That's going to be for sewing this pocket on. All right, and I'll tighten that up, and I'll be right back with the bag and show you how to sew this on. Okay, so we are back to sew this on. Now, okay, make sure you are on the outside. Right here's my outside pocket. Now, my seam actually ended on the different side of this one than it did the other one, so I'm going to have to sew it around this way instead of this way. So if you have issues with sewing in certain directions, like I do sometimes, you just have to be a little more careful with your sewing. All right, and this is going to be on the bottom. So we line the bottom up. Sorry about that, I had an interruption. So what we're doing is, here's the other pocket. We're putting this at the bottom, and we want about a hand's width. So measuring from the bottom, because this is going to be sewed on the bottom. And we're going to start right here. Now this one is going to be taller than the other one, and that's okay. It is going to come up above my little stitches right here, but that's okay. Very important that we measure this up accurately. So, bring our thing up, and we're going to follow these stitches up because we want to make sure, here's our corner edge on the bottom, we want to make sure that it's straight because you only get one shot. Alright, so and that looks straight to me. I could be wrong, but it looks straight to me. So I'm going to whip stitch this baby up. Now we're either going to go into that double crochet, chain up, double crochet right there, or go around it. I'm just going to go around it. I'm going to sew right around that bad boy. Okay, make sure you get some good stitches in here because this is going to be holding a bottle of water, which can get a little heavy. So we just want to make sure it's going to hold the weight. And for every double crochet, try to get 2 stitches. Sorry, I hope I'm not sewing off. Oh, camera, I tend to get closer to my body. And I just ate, so my tummy's like a little pooched out. Alright, here is the corner. I'm going to do the same thing I did a second ago. I'm going to put 3 stitches in this corner. 1 stitch on the side, 1 in the corner, 1 underneath. Alright, so there's the side piece. That looks pretty straight. Just double check right here. That's good. That's good. All right, now I'm going to turn it upside down so that I can work across the bottom here. No. I'm going to do a blanket stitch again. Don't want to do that. We definitely want to make sure that this is stitched on well as well, because we're going to be holding a bottle of water. I don't know what the exact weight of that is, but it's definitely heavier than most cell phones. Oh, I forgot to snip this off. You can just snip that off. You don't need a tail up there, and you don't really have to work it in because we already did. As we were, hopefully you worked that in as we were working around in the half round right there. This one doesn't camouflage these stitches as well as they did in the other one, the other bucket, but that's okay. It'll be alright. So we're going to measure, lay it as flat as we can under the bubble of work here.
Okay, this is going to bubble up. It's supposed to bubble out because it holds a water bottle. I don't have one at the moment, but it's supposed to bubble out like that because it's going to hold a water bottle. And so we need to find our mark and sew up the side here. Yeah, this is an easy way to do it. Let's see, about right here. Okay. There we go. And we're going to fold it again. Right there. Making sure not to catch the bottom layer. And we're going to start sewing up. This one's a little more difficult than the other pocket because the other pocket's straight. This one, not so much because it does bubble out to accommodate the bulk of a water bottle. Okay, and that's another good reason to pinch your work right there, because if it falls out of your hands, it'll leave the impression for a second anyway, if it's cotton. That's the thing about natural fibers. Natural fibers will wrinkle. And you want the wrinkles. I used to not like wrinkles because I was like, I am never ironing anything. But with age and wisdom, you learn that you actually want the wrinkles in your clothes because that means it's not going to create static electricity when you're wearing it. If you don't believe, take something that's completely cotton, wash it, dry it with no fabric softener whatsoever, and see if you create any static electricity. Then wash a piece of polyester or rayon and see if that creates static electricity when you dry it. And then tell me what you see, what you notice about the difference of a natural fiber versus a man-made fiber. FYI, I've also noticed that if you wash and dry linen and wool together, it will also create static electricity. Supposedly, the energies within the two cancel each other out. I'm not a scientist. I don't have the equipment to measure that, so I can't say for sure. And there's been no tested data published on that. But that is what's reported. And that is what I can observe through my own trial and error studies. I'm very sensitive to electricity, and so is Kelsey. Like there's a, I remember when I was younger, we would hike up, it's called Peter's Mountain in Narrows. That's where I used to live. And we would hike up Peter's Mountain, accessed right off of Pocahontas Road, Clinton and Holler. And we'd hike up that mountain and look over Peterstown, West Virginia. And it was such a lovely hike and such a hard, arduous, but lovely hike. It's part of the Appalachian Trail. And I loved that hike. But up there, there are these massive electricity towers, like towers. I could not only hear the electricity, I could feel it when we were under them. It would make my hair stand up on my arms, just like if you're in an electrical storm. I experienced the same thing when I was in Indiana and got caught outside an electrical storm, which was quite thrilling, actually, because I love electrical storms. But this felt different. It did not feel good to my body. And so I've always been sensitive. Now we have similar electrical conduit, I don't know what they're called, down below where we live here. It's like a huge bunch of conformers and I don't know what they're called. Anyway, it's massive electricity. I can hear it and I can feel it. And it will make me start sneezing. My eyes start watering for some reason. Don't know why, but it does. And it's right across from one of the stores that we shop at for groceries. Kelsey's very sensitive to it. And when we started wearing linen clothes, it made a huge difference because linen actually blocks bad electricity. Much the same as an infrared cage. So you can give that a try too if you want to. Tell me how it blocks the EMFs. But yeah, we can notice a difference with her clothes when we change her clothes and go shopping. Thankfully, we're not down there very often or very, very long. But nevertheless, we can feel it. She and I are both real sensitive. I'm not sure if Todd is. He doesn't talk about it much. But Kelsey and I are definitely sensitive to that. And the natural fibers from linen specifically will block that electricity. All right, so we've got this pocket sewed on. All right. I need more leg space for this tray. So, this is what we have so far. And okay, I have a bottle of lotion here so you can see how this works. But that will hold a water bottle very comfortably, and I'll go find one and show you that here in a minute. All right, I will be back and we will sew this bottom closed. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what this looks like. 1 second. Yeah, okay. So this is what it's going to look like. And here is the water bottle holder. This is actually an 8-ounce bottle, so most of them are actually a little larger than this. So that will hold this. It will also hold, I hope this doesn't spill out, coffee bottle. So it's plenty big enough to hold whatever you need to hold. While I was gone, I also went in the inside and made another pocket and sewed it on. So there's 2 smaller pockets on the inside. Plus, we're getting ready to sew the bottom closed, and that'll be the last thing we do today. All right, and I crocheted the side closed, so what I'm going to do is crochet the bottom closed as well. You can sew it closed, slip stitch it closed, whatever your preference. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you close that bottom. Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet this closed, just like I did the sides, so it will match. Now you have to make sure that you're catching both sides. The needle sewing it closed would be a lot faster, actually, with these pockets on here. But this is what I did to the side, so I'm going to be cohesive with it and keep doing the same thing. Because sometimes design trumps speed. Oh, missed it. And I'm also working these tails in at the same time. All right, so I'm just gonna work this on across and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so the bottom is single crocheted closed, and we now have a bag. So next we'll be doing the straps and the buttons, and yeah, so I'll meet you back here Friday.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that you spent your time with me. I would love to hear what you think about this pattern in the comments below. And again, the pattern, a link to the pattern is in the description below. So Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time, Yah bless.